Hey everybody, welcome back to the Capes Cast podcast. I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Ryan.
and Comics Pro was this week slash weekend, I guess. So I think they started on Thursday.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff got announced, man, a
I
lot.
know.
Um, but before we dive into that, there's one piece of news that I do really want to talk about. They announced the death of Thor finally.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So I'm very excited for this, to
I
say
mean,
the least.
man, but how many times has like Thor gone to Valhalla at this point and come back? So
Yeah, but like they've been alluding to this since before, like since the annual, like
right.
Immortal story. So like him, like his death, like the first issue, like there's, you have the Avengers Inc. like
Hmm.
tie in with Scourge, and then Odin and Valhalla when they go there, and he has the vision of Thor dying.
Right.
So, um, yeah, I'm very excited for this. What does it mean for Thor because he's died several times
Right.
already. So I'm just like, dude, I just want it to happen already so I can see. I just want 25 to get here because I know that's where like the big culmination of all of it's gonna be.
Right.
So I'm just ready for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Ewing's
Yeah,
been killing it, man. So I can't wait to
yeah,
see.
dude. I see a lot of people like kind of hating on this run,
I think they just don't get it. I don't think a lot of people are like super fans of Thor to like
and
get
and I and I
or
and I
all
think that
that.
like sometimes I think to myself maybe that's like the one detriment to this run is like the kind of the way that his Hulk run was structured is it's like it has I don't know like when Immortal Hulk I feel like is more new reader friendly,
Yeah, for sure.
whereas Immortal Thor I was like if you don't know a lot of the character's history or the relationships with these gods like then it's kind of like okay then who the hell are these people?
Right. Things are just happening and I don't know who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's why I have you to explain it to me, so I'm not
or
lost.
even like the Silver Age like stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like okay well some people are just kind of like they don't really care about that stuff so.
Hmm.
And I understand like some people don't really care for like the little it is kind of heavy-handed with like the um environmental stuff. So I get it, but I also I just enjoy like all of it.
Right.
Whatever. I just like it. Who cares? But the Comics Pro news for Marvel at least they talk about the first crossover for um the Ultimate Universe.
Hmm. See, I didn't hear
Ultimate
about
Spider
this, so fill me in on it.
Okay, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. It will have a Miles is coming into the 6160 universe, the new Ultimate Universe, finally. And the Maker is back. And looks pretty cool, man. I think it's in his camp writing it.
Hmm.
Let me see. No, it is by Hickman. Sorry,
Awesome.
by Hickman, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and then art is by I don't know who art's by. I can't find it.
Hmm.
I'll keep looking, but we'll move on. But yeah, that was one of the announcements. So it's like the first big crossover for Ultimate Universe.
That's dope.
Um, Death of the Silver Surfer got announced. Greg Pak and the artist is where's it at? Like it doesn't seem to have the creators' names on here. Bleeding Cool is literally letting me down here.
Damn it.
Anyway, but it's by Greg Pak, and then it's the artist that's the same artist that's doing what is that book that Ram's doing for DC? It's a Black Label one. That's like about to come out. Uh, Resurrection Man.
Mm.
So it's that same artist.
Gotcha.
His name, I don't remember, but they're doing that. Then you have Zdarsky and Valerio Skeety
Yeah, Skeety and Zdarsky, they're doing Captain America,
doing
right?
Captain America. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
gonna
be
be cool. I think it'll be cool. It's like early years Captain America,
cool.
which I think will be really cool.
Well, I think Chip will probably go on some because he's very political right now with like the countries and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes that way because I mean he even had Russians trying to steal American money from Gotham. So I can only imagine where he's going to take it with Cap.
Let's go. I'm excited to see it. It's weird because like I thought he was gonna be done with Marvel for a while,
Mhm.
but I wonder what happened with DC.
I'm pretty sure, dude, doing that Batman run in the midst of like all those crossovers that they did in those like
Yeah,
for 3 years, I'm sure that burns him out. Like, damn it! Like, I just want to tell my damn story. Like, because if
yeah,
you're, I'm sure maybe he had an ending for Failsafe, and they were like, no, we're just gonna end him in absolute power. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe, dude.
it could have
Like,
been something like that where he's just like, that was just too much. I had to deal with night terrors, had to deal with like all these, like Beast World. I had to deal with all these events happening, absolute power in the midst of
yeah,
my,
Gotham War,
right. Like,
everything else. Yeah,
I can only imagine that that kind of would burn somebody out a little bit. So
yeah. I mean, we always keep saying like constant crossovers in like a run really kills the
it
momentum.
does. If you look at the Wonder Woman run, I'd say the weakest issues of that run are the absolute power issues.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
So it's like that's what like they're like a blemish on like the run. You know
Oh
what I
man,
mean? Like at that part of the run, it's a
that
blemish.
was like issue 11, where they're like all just like sitting around the table talking.
Yeah, and then it was like issue 12 where it's like Damien's just making fun of Steve and Diana for
Her
talking
like
the whole
being
time.
like yeah, like love you or whatever.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
like,
I
oh,
think it's funny though, like the whole time, like she's like telling him like to act differently. Like he's like, oh, it's like we'll just like tie him up and hang him up over sharks or whatever.
yeah,
And he's like, it always works. And then she's like, no, we'll do it another way. I do think that issue is pretty good.
yeah. But I mean,
Like,
like even now, like this finishing, like if you read the last Wonder Woman issue, this finishing of this arc, it feels like Absolute Power never
yeah.
happened. Like he's telling the
Yeah.
story as if like Absolute Power never happened.
Okay, good because, dude, because it's weird because looking back on Absolute Power now that it's over, it's kind of like it just kind of happened.
Yeah. Things just happened. It was just to get us to this new status quo, and that's it. We
Yeah,
had to
I
get through
mean,
absolute power to get to all in, basically.
yeah, and like this, there's a lot of cool stuff in All In right now. Like
Yeah.
Challengers in the Unknown has been really good.
Yeah, the only thing like I'm not really following is the Atom Project. I have the first issue of that. I wasn't able to get the second one, but
Yeah, I read issue 2. It's still pretty good. Captain Adam is on the run again. Like he's always the bad guy, where it's
right.
like getting ready to explode because that's just what it is. I think he has super speed at the moment.
Okay.
I think he has the speed force somehow, but we'll see. Um, Jeff the Land Shark gets a 5 issue miniseries that got announced.
Is it Kelly Thompson?
I believe so.
It should
Yep,
be.
Kelly Thompson.
I'll be getting it.
Yep, should be tight.
Mm.
What else? Let's see. Oh, Sumit Kumar, Death of the Silver Surfer. That's the artist.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. And then Marvel is doing a big, like a bad guys one shot line where it's like
Hmm.
Doom, Loki, Mephisto, yada yada. We
Oh,
haven't.
the variants?
No, they're one shots,
Oh.
and then they'll introduce a new character, Sister Sorrow, in that.
And who's doing that?
Let me see.
What?
It's Doom, Green Goblin, Abomination, Loki, Red Skull, Dormammu, and Mephisto was the last one.
Hmm.
But I think it's doesn't say yet who's writing. Let's bring on the bad guys, they're calling it.
Okay.
And then they also announced, which, dude. It's gonna be hella sick, man. They announced more info on Imperial.
Oh, what's the news with that?
So it says Marvel reveals that Imperial will explore cosmic realms with influence from Nova Corps and Shi'ar technology. Jonathan Hickman's vision includes elements from his scrapped Imperial Guard and New Mutant storyline. And then it's been described as like with Marvel Comics, David Gabriel saying that we think that this is a combination of what Jonathan Hickman did on House and Powers of X, Ultimate Spider-Man, but to the Marvel Cosmic Universe. So
Okay.
if this is like Krakoa meets like Marvel Cosmic,
Well, damn, maybe now I'll have to read House and Powers of X so I can.
that's gonna be fire, dude.
I'm just gonna stop there though, because if it's not Hickman, I don't really care.
And you can read like the first like 20. I just read the you can read the Hickman run of X-Men, I guess, also. But after that, yeah. Or
Oh,
Inferno. You can read that too.
okay,
Because he writes that, but that's like the last thing he does, I think, for X-Men is Inferno.
for sure. I'll look up the run online.
Yeah, like his reading order, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks like it'll be cool. Um, Marco Checchetto did like the teaser art. It's just like a Nova helmet.
Right. That's dope.
Um, let's see.
We haven't seen Nova in a minute, so cool.
Yeah, he last time he was in something was Krakoa stuff, actually. He's in X-Men, some X-Men stuff with like
So it
the
looks like Jonathan Hickman's finally finishing what he started.
yeah, I mean Ewing has been using him a bit. Like he used him in X-Men Red and he used him in Guardians and he used him in like his X-Men stuff in
Okay.
Krakoa era. Um, let's see. There was one other thing. Or maybe I'll save that one till the end, actually. It's the kind of the big one.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. I think
Jeremy Adams signed
yeah. He signed an exclusivity
exclusive with
deal with
DC.
DC.
That's tight. Congratulations to him. Like that's really cool.
He deserves it.
Um,
He's doing a lot, man. He's doing a lot over there. He's
hell yeah, he is, dude. He's doing a lot of books and he's still doing Flash Gordon for Mad Cave also.
right.
So he's
Between
cooking.
Aquaman, Green Lantern Corps, and he's doing one more, I feel like I'm missing. Is he?
Uh, I think so. Maybe.
I
I don't
don't know.
know.
He's doing a lot. So.
Yeah, either way, he's doing some books.
Mm.
Supergirl is coming out.
Oh yeah, Sophie Campbell's doing the art and the story.
Yeah,
I didn't even know Sophie Campbell could draw, to be honest, but
I didn't even know what she's done. So,
she did the ending of the last Turtles run.
how did you like it?
Um, I jumped off of it just because it basically her when she took over, it became more of like the mutant town and
Do
like
you
basically
think
the
she could
turtles
be a
taking care of
good?
the
Do you
mutant
think
town.
she could be a good fit for Supergirl?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, that's all. That's all I needed.
yeah.
I kind of want to just get it to check out like the variants for the first issue,
Oh yeah,
dude.
those variants are
Because I
crazy.
think Bill Quest Everly's doing one.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
yep. Yeah, I need to get it, dude.
Hmm.
So fire. I'll get that in the. Where's that? And the Argent one looks good too, dude.
Yeah, they're all dope. And I'm actually loving her outfit, like the new designs
Yeah, the new
design for her.
costume looks great, dude.
Yeah, I'm loving that the new costume.
Um, Matt Fraction taking over on Batman.
Yeah, and
How you
Jorge
feel about
Jimenez
that?
is still doing the art.
For how long and for how many issues, we'll see. But
This is the Jorge Jimenez run. It's 5 years in basically since
uh,
Joker War and Tynion's run, and
yeah.
it's like, man, I his art is great. I just want
When did that
something
start?
different.
2018?
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. Like I want to say 2018 is when, like, around the time Tom King finally got done. like,
Yeah.
2018, 2019. So it was around then for sure, 2019, 2020.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
And I mean, his art is great. I like his art. It's just I want something fresh, something, and I would like to see his art do something different. I would like to see him do a different character or be on a
Yeah.
different. There's only so much Gotham, his Gotham I could take. It's just like all
Yeah.
ends
No,
up
I
looking
agree.
the same, and
Very shiny.
it's I don't know. I was actually excited because Fraction's great. I love Fraction. I think he's a good fit. I think he will do. I never even considered him to write Batman, but once I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Hey, it's usually the people you don't think of, you know?
Yeah, but then it was like Jorge Jimenez was like, "Hey, I'm still on it," and I'm like, "Please, please, at least
I,
I like the bat signal now, or I like the symbol.
yeah.
I like,
But I feel like that only works for Jimenez.
yeah. If anybody else does that, I feel like it's gonna look weird.
I mean, maybe not like Mora could make obviously make it look good.
Obviously, yeah.
But I don't know, dude. Like who else would you want doing Batman then?
I be honest, man. I think it'd be great if we got just somebody new, like give some new blood to it. Like, I would definitely say Evan Cagle if he wasn't on New Gods. Like that would be something I feel like he would, do a dark, really fun, detailed,
Yeah.
shoot. I wouldn't even mind, dude, getting like somebody like what's his name? I forgot
Well,
his
I'm gonna try to
name.
look for
Anyways, but I don't know. I just feel like Jimenez is too easy. It's too easy to just be like, hey, keep it there. And I'm sure Fraction said like, hey, I want the tone to be different. I want this to be different because that's exactly what Chip said.
yeah.
But I do like the suit colors. I do like it's going back to the blue. I really love the blue era Batman. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna give it that. Like despite I am kind of over Jimenez, yeah, I the blue is tight.
mhm.
I'll give it that. It looks good.
But yeah, I'll be definitely checking it out because Fraction, I'm a fan. So,
Yeah, it should be hey, I don't want to say that. Never mind. I'll say it can't be any worse than Zdarsky's run for me.
yeah,
Let's
no.
go with that. Is
I just wonder how Zdarsky's run's gonna age. I wonder how that's gonna age because I remember by the end of the Snyder run, I was like, this is meh. And now looking at it in hindsight, I'm like, that was the last like really great run,
right.
But at the time, I was super critical on it.
All right. So next up,
Yeah,
Ryan North is doing a DC book, Crypto.
stoked.
It's gonna be tight, dude.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Him after he wrote Squirrel Girl, and I just feel like animals. Yeah, he's
I mean,
he's.
and he's God, I can't stop yawning. Good grief. We might have to switch back to days.
I feel you.
Um, but yeah, and then his Fantastic Four has been really good.
Yeah, it's been great. Like that run is it's gonna be up there with like top three favorite Fantastic Four runs.
Yeah. Is this how many issues is this? Five?
The crypto,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too.
Be good.
It'll be cool to see Ryan North also just dip his toes in the DC world too to see what he does. Because I've only
Yeah.
been reading him since Marvel stuff. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be cool to see what he does at DC.
Mhm.
And then staying on the Superman train, Action Comics will be kind of going back to Superboy in Smallville style stories.
Mhm.
And it'll be Mark Waid.
Yeah, that
Again.
I'll.
Yep, can't do no wrong there.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
good. Um, Absolute Batman gets a six printing, number one.
I
It's
believe
just, DC cancels Shazam and Power Girl.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
But that
Power
sucks
Hour.
for Josie Campbell, though, right? Doesn't that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying Shazam. This arc has very much just been kind of like if you like that kind of wacky,
Right,
whimsical, like kind of Silver Age style storytelling,
right.
but it just takes place in the modern DC universe. It's fine. I enjoyed it when I read it. It wasn't like I was like, man, this is like the best thing I'm reading every single week, but it was good. I wasn't like complaining about it.
But I was reading Power Girl, and I dropped that many
Oh,
months ago.
dude. I just am so disappointed because the last issue is finally soliciting Karen Starr, like her original identity.
Not
And that's
Paige
all I was
anymore.
asking for, dude. I even asked Leah Williams on Instagram, like, when are you gonna be addressing this stuff? And she's like, well, if they let me get on, like, go on for that long. And I'm like, well, you waited too long, man, because too
Yeah,
many issues is done.
you should have
I'm
done it by
also
now.
kind of mad because variants are over,
That's the only
boo.
reason why you were getting them. So
I mean, really, and the only reason I kept reading is because I had, you
right,
know,
you had it.
but
So
whatever, man. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
mhm.
Um, they talk a little bit about the absolute universe at Comics Pro and talk about how like they will cross over and how they will be like kind of building towards something over the
Okay,
next year or so. So, and it was not like the obvious choice of who is going to be crossing over first and
right.
meeting each other. So, I still think it'll be Flash and somebody else
Hmm.
because it kind of I don't know. Flash always kind of makes the most sense
Right.
when you're like crossing
Because it could
over.
be anywhere or everywhere. Basically, you could
Hmm.
be.
Do you think? Oh, do you know what's would be kind of cool? Do you think we maybe get like a flash of two Earths, kind of like in the old Silver Age, how like when Barry and Jay cross over for the first time, but you get Wally of the main universe and then Wally of the absolute universe, and they like cross over in a similar fashion later
I would
on.
hope, but aren't we already dealing with a dual Wally problem in the main universe?
It's dude, oh, I don't want to talk about it because it's not even just that, because it's gonna be like a million Wallies, like
Oh
just a bunch of
no.
them, like yeah, and they all are like bad. I don't like or controlled by Eclipso. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of over Eclipso, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know.
been showing up in everything lately.
And he's been in Flash a lot. Like he was in Flash and Adam's run, which that run was pretty good. Like pretty good. I'm stupid. That arc was pretty good.
Yeah.
That run is incredible. It's my third
Yeah,
favorite
but
run.
then he was also in All In, and then now he's because I thought Darkseid killed him in All In. Like we saw him die, and now he's
Yeah,
just
thank you. Because I wasn't sure if he had killed him or if he had maybe just stolen the crystal. Or I
no, he
wasn't
killed
like,
him. He
okay.
died. But I guess since he's the presence's wrath or whatever, or the present, yeah, he's the present. He's the wrath of the presence, and Spectre is the vengeance of the presence.
Uh,
So I guess
okay.
they
I
just kind of
guess that's true. But I mean, whatever, dude. I just kind of like, I don't know. I just haven't really been enjoying that run anyway.
yeah,
Like, I just want more of what Adams was doing.
yeah. I know that run was so good. It was great. I wish we got more of it. And
It's fine.
yeah, Spurrier
I'll
lost me. He's
try
doing
that.
way too like I like high concept stuff, but there's sometimes where you just kind of go over you go overboard with explaining it, like not
Oh,
explaining
yeah.
it fully well. Like the whole time I was reading that first arc, I was just
That was
like,
my face. The face I was just making is the face I made when I was reading that book.
yeah,
That's
it's that whole first arc, I was lost. I didn't know what was happening, where it was taking place, why it was
especially
taking
when
place.
the art in the second arc was a
Yeah.
big yikes.
Well, just to me, like I have a problem with books like that that just, they don't explain anything. They just kind of leave you in the dark. They leave you to wonder where you are, why you're there, what's happening. Like I hate that, and especially if that happens for 6+ issues, I hate that. Like just
Yeah, I agree. I do enjoy like the new tone of that book. Not to like keep on this tangent, but the new issue does come out in like a week or two, I think. But
Yeah.
I enjoy the new tone of the book. It is like lighter hearted, so that's interesting.
Mhm.
But we'll see how it goes. Um, and then the big one for Marvel and DC is they are crossing over again.
Yes. Finally,
Very cool, man.
they realize they love money.
Yeah, exactly. Because
That's already going to
in
be
what,
the
20
biggest selling
years?
book of the year. That's going to be the biggest selling book of the year, hands down. Those
There's
books.
two one shots.
Right.
Marvel slash DC being, you know, headed up by Marvel, and then DC slash Marvel being headed up by DC Comics.
Right. And I'm sure there'll be a trade that'll have both of them in a hardcover for everybody to get. Also, I think you're on mute. I can't hear you. But I I'm excited. We've all been waiting for this. Especially since the whole MCU started and everybody's kind of been into it. Like everybody's just been kind of demanding more and more like when is this
Yeah.
going to happen again? It's about time. I'm not surprised. I think that's what the test was when they re-released those omnibuses.
Oh,
When
no, for sure.
and they
I
saw
mean,
like, "Oh yeah, people are into this. Okay, it's selling. All right, let's."
but and here's the thing is like I feel like companies do this all the time. Like they re-release they know the stuff that's gonna sell out, and they're like, oh wow, they actually really liked it. I can't believe it. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you knew that you knew that that's what people would want. Like it's not even like a question, and you're just like, it's like I feel like it's bait sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
And especially with those jerks that were in it before now being gone in both companies. Like now we can just you could tell Jim Lee's like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
Like,
They're ready to have fun. Yeah, I'm excited for it, dude. I'm ready. I'm really excited for it. They're
yeah,
coming later this year, right? Summer or something?
yeah, you better believe those are gonna be the best selling books of this year. Those two
Yes,
books,
dude.
you know, those are gonna be getting like 10th printings.
Who do you think is? Do you think Hickman is writing one?
Can you imagine? Oh, if it were up to me for those two one shots,
Man.
if it was up to me for those two one shots, I would say Hickman, Ewing.
Ooh, because Ewing is technically he is DC now, also.
But if
But
we
I
got
don't know.
Hickman and Ewing,
I feel like they would want. I think DC would want more of like somebody like that's their like
yeah,
they're
probably.
been under their label
Hey,
for
if
a
it's
little bit.
Wade, by all means, great. Like if it's
Dude,
Hickman and Wade,
let's go. Oh, Hickman and Wade would be sick, man.
yeah, dude.
That
Yeah,
would be that would be crazy.
that would be insane. But Wade is their like, hey, we trust you with all everything. You're the one that
And
gets
he's
like
done a
all the
lot
heat.
for Marvel too, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
Man, I don't want to get my hopes up, but that sounds incredible, man.
that would be dope. Yeah.
That would be good. That would be really good.
Especially if we had Mora doing the DC side and like Pepe Larraz doing the Marvel side. Like,
Mhm.
dude, it would look
Damn
mm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it would look great. But
Damn it, man. Yeah, that's too good. I mean, yeah, other than Laraz, I'm not sure who else would do it.
I say Larraz just because he does a good job at writing a lot of character, drawing a lot of characters in one place.
Yeah, and I don't know, he's done a lot of he's done X-Men for a really long time.
Right.
And, X-Men is kind of like a Marvel staple.
Right.
But now he's doing Spider-Man also. So it makes sense. It could be Yellow Rouse, yeah. That would be
Mhm.
really good.
And since Mora's
Yeah.
doing Superman, why the hell not? Like, and
Yeah,
Justice League.
and he's doing Justice League, right.
So why the hell not?
I would say
I mean,
that,
Mora, I feel like Mora would be so down.
dude.
Because you see the way he draws Marvel characters on his Instagram posts about it, how stoked he is about it, and
Yeah, I would say either it would be maybe Laraz or maybe Skeety.
oh, Skeety would
Yeah,
be great too. Yeah, Skeety
because
would be.
yeah, he's done a lot. He did Judgment Day. He's been doing
Hickman's
Avengers.
Avengers, and Hickman and Skeety work so well together, especially with
Yeah,
gods and all that. Like, yeah, that'd
yeah,
be
yeah. Gods. They did Avengers. Yeah, they did Avengers together. He's been doing Avengers again with McKay
yeah. Which has been
currently.
great, by the way. I know we haven't really talked about that, but those like slice of life issues that those are giving us, like that was great. I like that Avengers
Yeah.
X-Men issue that psyched us out.
Did my light just like flicker up for a second? Am I tripping?
I think you're. I think I don't know. Did it?
I think it did. But anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
But I don't know what I was saying. No.
Avengers.
Avengers. Yeah, it's based that like Avengers versus X-Men issue where like I was like, oh, they're doing this again, and it was just a baseball game, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was pretty
awesome.
good.
That was awesome.
And
Like,
then these last two with the heist
yeah,
with Cat
yeah,
and Kang, and then it turned out to be like Murden, and like
yeah,
the, I'm like, oh, finally, and we're getting back around to it. But
yeah.
yeah, this
Finally, we're
also
getting to
really
that
good to
missing
me.
moment of Timeless from like 3 years ago.
I mean, it's like it's kind of like the whole thing, and I've been saying this since the get-go. Like this run has like a very like music feel.
Yeah,
So like the way that run is structured, like with Kang kind of weaving in and out a little bit, and a bunch of other stuff happening, and it's pretty long, and that run kind of like the overarching plot kind of like comes in and out of focus.
yeah.
So that's kind of what this reminds me of. So I don't know. I just like the main stuff the most, I think, which not the side stuff isn't bad. Like, but it's also it's weird because we were just talking about how like, you know, crossovers make some titles like kind of they ruin them or they
Yeah.
work to its detriment. With
Well, this is
Avengers,
what I think. I think that basically they should do like if it's Wonder Woman, like they should do a Wonder Woman Night Terrors one shot. Boom! So it doesn't interfere with the run. You could do the
yeah.
event. But I hate that.
Like with Avengers, though, it's interesting because sometimes I feel like if you're doing an event, there's no reason why the Avengers book shouldn't cross over into it.
Right.
You know what
But
I
I
mean?
mean, but I mean, it would make sense if we're like 3 issues into the Ashen Combine arc and then Blood Hunt happens, and it's like, okay, where are we just gonna go to Blood Hunt and then go back to the Ashen Combine stuff later? It's like,
Well, right, like that, and like so that's why they did a pretty good job with they have been doing a pretty good job with releasing those tie-ins
yeah,
with the events, and they like time them pretty well.
right.
Whereas DC sometimes isn't always the best.
Well, no, because we had like 5 events in 1 year. It's never gonna.
Yeah, which exactly, and those events are always, three, four, five, six, sometimes seven issues long. And
Yeah,
if you think about it, that means an events are all year long.
exactly,
And if you have events that are all year long, and you're requiring your books to cross over into them all the time, like then there's nothing ever gets told except for event crossovers.
exactly.
Oh God, is that the future of comic books?
I hope not. I feel like All In is very more like
Dude, I really,
everything's very
yeah,
connected with All In, and it.
that's
So if
the
an
future of,
event happens, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be natural because it's like everything's all held together already.
yeah, everything's like kind of connecting organically.
Right.
But like, oh, that's like the dead comic book future if AI takes over.
Right.
Is it's always events, and the only thing that happens in like the solo titles is they cross over into the event books.
Right. That's
I
why
was like,
Hickman nailed it in that one thing that Rom said. He said, write every normal book like an event book.
yeah, exactly.
Don't
If you
tell
put the
anybody it's
same
an
amount
event
of
book.
right, exactly. If you put the same amount of passion into it and the same amount of like quality into it every single time, it's going to be good. Like people are going to like want to read it.
Yeah. But let's get into some books for this week, man. What do you want to start with?
Not choked to death. Went down the wrong pipe. I don't know. You pick first.
All right. Let's start with okay, you know what? I'm gonna go here. I feel like this is a good place to start. You read Ultimate Black Panther, right?
I've not read it yet.
You haven't read it. Okay. Then we'll talk about that later because I don't know how I feel about what happens in this issue. But you read Ultimate Wolverine?
I did.
You did. How do you feel about that one?
It's fine. I don't know. I think it's
I like
okay.
Capuccio's art more than Condon's writing.
Yeah, that's where I kind of where I'm at with it. I don't hate it. Like I also kind of feel this way about his Green Arrow at the moment too.
Oh, you're reading that?
I am. It's not bad. I think it's pretty good, but
I feel like
yeah,
Joshua Williamson's ending was just so great that it was like a perfect way to end like
yeah.
Ollie in general.
I like the kind of like the gritty tone of this new run, and the story is interesting for that. But yeah, this I don't know. Two issues in, I like how I don't know.
I feel like every other character I know more about than the actual character this is made for. You know,
Yeah, I
like I feel like I'm getting to know Maker's Council a lot better in this book than I am actually Wolverine. And
yeah,
and I already
exactly.
know the Maker's Council from freaking Ultimates. So
And I'm trying to figure out how to like. It's almost like he's just kind of like a nothing burger character, like Ultimate Wolverine. It's just like here, like let's just show you what he can do. Like let's show
yeah,
you how cool he is.
yeah.
Like last issue, like let's show you how cool he is. He killed his best friend.
It's like
Like
great.
let's
Now
show
we're
him.
never getting Ultimate Nightcrawler. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
look now here, like watch. Like let's show you how cool he is. He's gonna kill our 10 best soldiers
Yeah,
ever.
dude. And he's gonna
He's,
edge lordly hold their heads. Like, come on, man.
I mean, the art is fire. Like
No, no,
let's not kid
Capuccio's
ourselves.
killing it, bro.
The art is
Killing
insane.
it.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, it's just I feel like this whole book is devoid of Logan, the actual person, and not even that. The only time we do see him, he's just a mindless. Like it's not even getting us to like even hints that like the real him's gonna poke out soon. I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I hope that changes soon.
Me too.
But we'll see what happens. I guess.
Because
I
out
don't
of
know.
the five titles now, this is probably my least favorite so far. I mean, it's two issues in. I'm comparing two
Yeah,
issues like 9 and 12 and stuff, but like I remember being stoked like two issues into every other book though. So
yeah. Like at least like Ultimate X-Men, I was like, okay, like let's see where this goes.
yeah,
But the Ultimate Wolverine so far, I'm just like, okay,
like okay, like it's just Bucky Barnes with blades and he's a mute. Like okay,
yeah,
I don't know. I'll give this first arc a chance, but if it continues like this, dude, I'm gonna because I'm definitely not gonna be waiting 12 issues for Logan to be Logan.
amen.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
he might never be Logan.
might not be, but it's like then why even make a book about him?
I
Like why?
know.
So it's because we all
See what
like the
happens,
most
I guess.
interesting part of the two issues I saw so far is the part where Nightcrawler's like, "Hey, we tried to get you out. We're here for you. We want to save you. We want to get you
Right,
away from this." Like, oh shit, they got a history. Great. Let me see that. I don't like let me see that. Like, I don't really care to see more of the Maker's Council when I see enough of it in Ultimates right now.
right, exactly. Like I
And Camp, I feel like writes them better. So
no, I agree with you. I don't know. I feel like it would work better if we were getting glimpses of Logan.
yeah.
You know, as like I don't know. Like maybe like even if it was just like one page per issue or a couple pages, like every few pages, one page or a few panels, where it's like a few like him running or slashing somebody, and it's like a flash of his old life or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Maybe that's just me, but I don't know.
It's just like,
Just
hey, we get
like
to see the Maker's Council use him like a lapdog and use him as a tool.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just like right now, it's like the first two issues. Like let's show us like let me show you how cool he is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's pretty cool, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, pretty cool, man.
And I already got the book out that I know you're gonna want to talk about. So
What's that? Ah, yes. Hell yeah, dude.
This was
Oh
great.
my God.
This was great.
I'm
Every
gonna have
time I read this book, I am just so shocked at how it doesn't hold your hand, but it also doesn't
Oh
let you get
goodness.
lost. You know what I mean? Like
Yes. Like
it's
it's so funny. There was somebody at the shop when it was like when I was on like 3 issues in,
Mhm.
and they had like bought like the second or third printing of a few issues, and they like finally caught up on about the third, and they came back in and they were like, "Listen, man, this is cool." They're like, but I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just not smart enough, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, they're like, there's just too much going on, and I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, but I don't know. I like when comic books aren't just like always simple beat 'em up, smash 'em up. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
Incredible Hulk, hell yeah, dude. Like I'll tear through an issue in 5 minutes, but it's fun to read
Yeah,
and it's just cool art and him kicking a monster's ass,
right.
and it's fun. Well, books like this, I
Yeah,
would much
you
rather.
gotta sit for like 20 minutes. You gotta kind of read
Yeah,
everything a little
it's got some stuff
slower.
to digest.
Yeah, a
So
lot.
basically, like, when was the last time we talked about this? We talked about issue 5, right?
I want to say so.
No, we did not.
I don't think we did.
Because at the end of that, like the guy that runs the pyramid, it was mainly about him.
Well,
So
yeah, we didn't. We
Jackie,
didn't talk
oh
about
shoot,
that.
no, where
Yeah,
were
we didn't talk
we?
about that. Yeah.
Jackie Magus, he is like the leader of the pyramid, which is his like group of high tech like magic users. I don't know. It's not like Cooper super clearly defined yet, but he has a lot of ulterior motives against some of the other superpowers, and he's managed to work his way into the U.S. government.
Yeah.
As like he's a foreigner. He's not Brit. He's from the UK, but he's their minister of magic, kind of like introducing his technology into the military and the government,
Right.
and probably at some point the U.S. at large. In a way to maybe counteract some of, if Heavy makes a move with his atomics at some point. I don't know. There's a lot of like there's a lot of tension between them all at like all the time. So it's not like it's just they're all of a sudden they're going to be on good terms and they can let their guard down. Like it's at any point, like they're ready to pop. So they're always like trying to plan agendas
Right.
and like keep themselves safe while setting up a backup plan in case they need to pop off and smoke one of the other superpowers.
Right.
But the problem with that is you've got the other five or the other four that are ready to like counter you
Hmm.
in the event that you pop off first. So how do you handle that?
And then that alone could destroy the world. So,
Like and that's the whole point. Like that, and that's it snowballs so fast. Like for example, like let's say Heavy's had enough of Etienne's shit. You know what I mean? And he finally says, "I'm just gonna kill him." You know, and then he has a backup plan because he knows that Etienne is probably going to be able to try and take a shot at him, you know, at some point. But
right.
that's why he has the localized gravity field, so it distorts that, so he can't really, connect with him all that great. So and then you have like, Valentina, for example, she would intervene. And then it's just like it all just snowballs. Then they all start intervening because they all have these, you know, contingency plans in place if somebody goes after this person or somebody goes after that person. So that's like it's just all out war within, no time, which I think is really
Yeah.
kind of what the whole series hinges on. So,
Right. It's like basically how can we all coexist together but also protect ourselves from each other? Like it's like a
right.
Just,
Like, and some of them like try to have like friendly relationships with one another, but then they realize that it's like there's almost like no way because
right.
they're always just they're just walking on eggshells around each other all the time.
And with like being an atomic, it's like, everybody has their own agenda. So it's like,
Yeah.
and
So,
Etienne is like trying his best to keep everybody cool, like trying to get in front of anything before anything pops off and keep everybody cool and
yeah,
basically
I don't
close
know.
the
As the
loop.
series goes on, he just seems more and more sinister.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
Well,
know,
also,
I
if you look at the first, like the behind the cover, he's actually the one where it says, where it shows all the characters. Uh,
uh
he's actually the one that says like he kills the least, like in an estimated
yeah,
potential kills per hour. He would kill the
right.
least. Everybody else is like 750
Somewhere in
million,
the billions, yeah.
billion, 6 billion, 6 billion, 6 billion. Two, you know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
on the lower end spectrum, but I feel like that doesn't really matter because I feel like he's the schemer. Like even though he's
Right.
the one that can do the least amount of damage, like he's the schemer. He's the
Right. And I think they probably just like that's probably just based off what of his ability alone.
yeah,
Like, 'cause he can like, like in the first issue, he's been able to display that he can kill multiple people. Like he killed the president, he
right.
killed the other people in that, and that were involved with shooting heavy.
Just
So
by
like,
just from just thinking, he could just like
right. So if he can do that on a bigger scale, like 300 and some odd million, 300 million or so is not really that for him being one of the six most powerful people in the world. It's not impossible, but he can also control people's minds,
yeah.
and do a lot more stuff. So
Which it
like,
kind of makes me wonder, like if he's already influencing people and we don't know yet.
right. So like, think about it this way, like what if he takes a more active role and influences, say, an army, multiple armies around the world. Instead of killing 300 million people, he weaponizes 300 million people. What do you do then? What do you do? What do you do then when he weaponizes some of the biggest militaries in the world and brainwashes them and turns them on their governments? And you know what I mean? Like, it's those
All he
kinds
has
of
to
things.
say, I'm doing this in the sake of to keep, I'm doing this in the
I'm
sake
doing
of,
this to save the world, right? Like,
right,
like, and I think that's what makes him the most sinister is like it's almost like a very doom approach to the world. He's like, like, oh, I'll save the world, but I'll save it my way, and it's
right.
not safe until I say it's saved.
But it also goes to the fact that he doesn't mind killing people if it saves the greater amount of people too.
Right, exactly. Like if it's ethical, but
Right,
that's why I've been saying this since the first issue. Like, what happens when he's faced with this like immoral versus immoral decision of like of like a really really big scale, and
right,
there's no way out of it, and he has
right.
to choose.
Like he's basically doing equal ethical versus equal ethical. What's he gonna pick? Like,
Yeah, like, and if both choices are unethical, like what is he like? What is there's no way out for him. Like, what does he choose to do instead?
right. I feel like
Like,
it's gonna come to a head eventually. We all know that the ball's gonna drop eventually. It's just being able to
yeah.
watch how we're gonna get there. It's pretty fun, dude. It's pretty fun. This is a fun series. We find out that Heavy has a child.
Yep.
Heavy has a
Um,
child, and he's been hiding him this whole time.
yeah.
And he's
So
pretty dumb because of it, because he can't go to school or anything, so he talks kind of dumb, and he kind of, you know what I
yeah,
mean? He's
he's
kind
just
of like
kind of
a,
like a shithead kid.
yeah.
Um,
So you can
so
tell he like that lack of even just socializing with,
right,
the
right, and he
people.
has like and like only the family knows about him, but
Right,
also like so nobody outside of the city that he's built
right,
knows about him. But he's also like arrogant in the sense because he's been drilled into him that he's the next superpower.
right.
But like what's interesting, his speech bubbles have the very like distinct look to them,
Yeah, like that
and
orange.
he
Yeah,
almost has like so like when Valentina takes on her angel form, you know what I mean?
right.
Like he has a similar like glow to that, but he also um on top of it being a secret, Tanya, who is also an atomic, who we met in the first issue, who like interviewed Etienne,
Hmm.
goes with Heavy a couple issues later, into the dome, and she's been there ever since. And so, like, he says, you know, we're leaving. You won't be able to leave the city for 2 months. And she says, okay. And he's like, but after the 2 months, you can tell your story and it'll be like, world changing, whatever.
Right.
And so he, she's like, I think she's sleeping next to him even.
Right. That's what it looks
She
like.
is, yes. Yeah. So she's like kind of like his new fling, And in the middle of the night, so like, and I think it's like, they even say early on that she doesn't have service, right? Or she doesn't, her, well, it's kind of implied that this phone is like a secret phone. I don't know. It's not too clear, I think.
Right.
I didn't catch it. But anyway, her phone goes off and she responds to it and it says nothing, nothing, nothing. And in the middle of the night, she says, Heavy has a kid who's a superpower.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay, who could this be? You know, and then bam, it's Etienne. Ah,
Yeah.
man. And all he says is, oh dear.
Right.
It's like it's not good, man.
New. Now
So,
Etienne has like a new thing to judge as ethical now. Is it ethical for this person to be here? Now I got to add him to the ethical equation. And
well, right, because here's the other thing I think about too is like, who made him the judge on right and wrong,
right.
And that's like the struggle with some of these characters. How do they enforce their powers and to what level and where and like when does it cross the line?
Right.
And Valentina, like if we start with her, like she seems pretty hands off, you know. Like unless like push comes to shove and she has to step in and she tries to stay hands off. Then you have Eliza, who we don't know much about, but she's very much like the opposite of Valentina, and she's
Right.
like the devil kind
Yeah.
of character. And then you have Masumi, who she's just a wild card. She's a loose cannon. Her emotional instability makes her very like unpredictable.
Right.
So it's hard to judge when or what will happen with her. Then you've got Magus, who's just trying to play his hand in all these things in the world.
Right.
Has his magic, you know, thing that he calls the arseholes set up, his pyramid, and he's got, his hand in the government. He's got a lot of stuff going on. You've got who Heavy is just trying to worry about the atomics in the city. But yeah, it's just layers on layers on layers, man. Like
Yeah.
Dylan just does it all the time. Like it's cool. I don't know. It's a really good comic. Is all I'm pretty much all of those words I'm saying just basically just boils down to it's a really good comic, and if you're not reading it, I feel like you're missing out
Yeah. And
because
it's
you're
something
gonna
that
be
you're going to think about after you close the book.
yeah,
It's one of those things that like pacifies you where you're just, oh, that was great. Let me move on. Like this is something that's going to you're going to be thinking. It's going to be getting you going like, okay, what is ethical? What should, you know what I mean? It judges
right,
when a book judges like your moral character, and
right,
get you
exactly.
come to think about and this is very more mature, very more like that. So it's not afraid to go to those places. So,
Yeah, I mean the
okay.
like them like, and I feel like the first issue was a really good indicator of what you're getting yourself into because it just drops you right into the middle of everything,
Right,
but in a way that I mean, it kicks off. You have like kind of the origin with Valentina and Etienne, how they meet, and her showing off who she is, him telling her his abilities. Then you fast forward into the kind of like the present day of this world was in 1999, right? It's like you get fast forward into their present day, and
right,
you're introduced to everybody else, like just through them, and then like as they kind of they pop up pretty early, but then you get all of these references to these events that have happened, to places, and to people. So it's like within just the first 20 pages, it's world building and character building, and you're like meeting everybody, and it's weird because it doesn't feel like it's too much because of the way that it's told.
Right.
You have it like set through the lens of the interview, like through Tanya, like interviewing Etienne, him kind of explaining things and how he met Valentina, and I don't know. The way that it's framed is important because it kind of like if you're just like telling all of these things, just one thing after the other, it's just kind of a mess.
Right.
The way that you frame it is important because if it's like being told through the interview, then it's like, okay, now I'm kind of understanding, she's just trying to get as much information as she can about who he is, what he's been through, and all that. So
Right.
it makes sense to start with him considering of who he is to
Yeah.
the context of the book.
It's like basically they're all war generals having to coexist with each other in different countries, but at any point they could pop off for any reason. So
I'm
it's
just waiting for it, man. I mean, next issue I think is we're getting into the second Summer of Love, which has been referenced a few times, and it seems to be a pretty catastrophic event.
hmm. Okay.
Um, because I think it was what wiped out uh the UK, like or Europe,
Oh, okay.
and like they revealed that in issue 3. So we'll learn more about that, I think, in the next issue,
Yeah, I'm sure.
which I'm super excited about. I'll have to look at the timeline again from issue 3, but I think it is next issue where we
Yeah,
go
I
over
need to
it.
go ahead and just read them all and just get a refresher because
I need to
I'm
pick up the
sure it reads
trade. I need
better
to get
all like at one sitting anyway. So
I want to pick up the trade
yeah,
eventually. There's 2 copies. Oh,
at the shop.
killing me. No, 2 covers, man.
Oh,
Sorry, not Chubby. It's 2 different covers. I think one is Enti and one's Valentina. And it's like,
oh, that's cool.
and they're like black and it's like got like the orange and the purpley and the yellow
Yeah, those colors are crazy.
coloring. Yeah, it looks sick, dude.
Yeah, I'm loving this series. Anybody who loves X-Men and wants a more mature, challenging book, I
Yes.
get it.
Yes. I keep saying that, like, and and it's I'm seeing it around more often that people are like, oh, like if you like X-Men, this is like, and if you want something that's not just like rinse repeat X-Men,
Yeah,
this is like something more for you.
exactly. I
So
agree.
I agree. It's hella good. Um, New Gods was pretty cool, man.
I didn't get it. I wonder why I didn't get it this week.
Dude, it was crazy, bro.
I thought I was missing a book. I wonder why that because it's supposed to be on my poll, and I don't know why it's not here.
It was so fire, dude. I won't talk about it. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, so I
Sorry.
didn't realize that came out this week. I'm a little bummed because now I got to go read.
Federici is on art with Kegel,
Oh, dope. Okay.
and they kind of like talk about some of the old gods and all of the old god flashbacks. So the Chronicler is back from last time I saw him was Metal, I think.
Okay, yeah.
He's talking with Metron. And I won't spoil like all of the like final details, but they basically like detail like the origins and like the stories of these 3 sibling old gods.
Okay.
It's so sick.
Yeah. Ron V's perfect for mythology and all that stuff. That's like his
So
bread and
sick,
butter, man.
dude.
Mythology. So him just doing
Yeah, it's so sick.
yeah, I need to read it. I'm a little bummed because this keeps happening to me at the shop, man. Where something on my pull list just gets taken off. Still
I don't
happening.
know. That's crazy.
Yeah, still happening because that's been on my pull. I wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
was on.
because you had the first 2, right?
Hmm.
We've been talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. Call in or go in and check.
Yeah,
I was gonna probably go in the next day or so again.
yeah,
Yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe.
yeah. I'll have to.
Um, what else? What else did you read?
World's Finest. I read. I read Challengers of the Unknown. I read Hulk. I read Wonder Woman, and I read Zatanna.
All really good. DC's been killing it, man. Like we don't have
Yeah,
to go into those all that much. Zatanna was really good. It was a quick read, but it was like a lot of fun to read, man. Like
yeah,
I just so good. And Jamal Campbell, oh, this art is crazy, bro.
yeah, yeah.
He
I'm loving
makes me
that this is
so
like a
good.
Zatanna that's always smiling with everything she does, even
Yeah.
fighting this thing. Like Zatanna knows
Yeah.
she's a bad bitch. Like she knows
Oh,
it. I love her. She's incredible. Uh,
oh, dude, Zatanna.
Yeah, she's great. I World's
Um,
Finest is really good. This whole thing, I think is such a cool idea of Floronic Man tapping into the plants in Atlantis that is magical, and so he's
yeah,
now
like the
oh,
underwater plants.
yeah. So now he's magical because of it, and then of course
Yeah,
Batman gets a hold of Alec Holland's Swamp Thing, and we get this
of course.
underwater Swamp Thing Floronic Man. It's such a cool idea, man. Such a cool
Yeah,
idea.
and then you have like the Atlantean war going on the other side of it, and the
Right.
mer people. But yeah, it's cool. It's been good so far. This
Yeah.
arc is good. I like it.
Yeah. Usually I can't. Usually I don't really care for like stuff underwater for some reason in Atlantis, but this has just been great. And
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yeah, like I
yeah,
said, the art is really good.
yeah, this
Adrian
art is great,
Gutierrez, the art's really good. So that helps.
and it does help that Bond villain's still doing it because it'll keep it feeling a little more
Pretty
constant.
consistent, yeah.
Yeah, but World's Finest. I mean, issue 36. Wow, I'm surprised we're getting here.
I
And,
figured it would have been done by 30 or 35, dude.
yeah, and the fact that Wade is just having all these crazy ideas to do, like it seems like.
You think he'll hit 50 and then that's it, maybe?
I honestly think that after this crossover, it's going to be over.
Maybe.
I think it's
I don't
just
know. Maybe I'm being hopeful and I just want a 50 issue run. You can cap
that
it
would be
off right
great.
there.
That'd be great. And I think we need like a book like this that's taking place in the past, but it's still modern. I think it's important to modernize the past of so
Yeah.
I hope this idea keeps going. And Mark Waid has been doing this with World's Finest Teen Titans. He's doing it with Batman Year One right now, or Batman and Robin Year One. Uh, it's nice to update update the canon and update the past. And I feel like Mark Wade loves the medium so much and knows so much anyway that he's the perfect person to be doing that.
Right. I mean, it's like continuity king, man.
Yeah,
Like, he knows a lot.
yeah, man.
So, it's so good.
Hulk's great. I mean, nothing really to say there. Nick Klein's killing it. He's
Yeah, this issue was kind of short. It wasn't bad, and not a lot happened.
no,
It's
but
kind
it's
of
mainly
like,
more, but like it's focusing on Charlie a lot more right now. So
yeah. So I'm a bit confused with that. Um, is that is she able to like change her form? Is she a shapeshifter now?
I was just confused too when like she came out of her body and like because I know
Yeah.
she's a skinwalker or whatever they're calling her now.
Right.
So
Like, is that like an ability of hers now? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know
We'll
because
see what happens, I guess.
yeah, because
But
I
then
guess
her skin gets left behind on that little demon thing. And that little skinwalker guy
yeah,
takes on her skin and is like, "Hey, what's up, Hulk?"
yeah. It's like what the yeah, it was super weird, but
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out. I mean, this is just like a really good passive. Like, bro, you could probably catch anybody who wants to read this run. You could probably catch up on all 22 issues in like literally like an hour, hour and a half. Like, if
I mean, honestly,
if
but
that.
and it's not, and we don't. I don't say that like in a bad way. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's
Like,
fun. It's great, but
it's a really fast read, and it's just
but you're always wanting to get the next thing. So it's like it doesn't matter. It's a fast read because it's great. It's like want to
yeah,
know.
exactly.
So Phil Kennedy Johnson's great on this. I'm loving that Banner is basically seeing that Charlie's dealing with her own Hulk now, basically, and how like it makes him sad, and he's trying to save her from like beyond the Hulk
Yeah,
space.
and she's like kind of treating him the way that Hulk does. Is like she's like
Yeah,
buzz off.
right. But she's gonna end up getting into her head soon and talking some sense.
Yeah.
So it'll be great. It'll be great. This is Banner being the hero Banner, and he has to do it by being shunned out by Hulk, which is payback.
I
And
mean, rightfully so, man. He
yeah,
did a lot of messed up shit to Hulk in the last
yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, you even had Hulk crying in Immortal Hulk, saying like, "I just want to be loved," and you're like, "Jesus Christ, man!" Like,
Well, he says like, "I just love you, you dumb kid." You know, you're like, "Oh
yeah,
man," like he's just trying to be nice to you, man. You're a dick. Like,
yeah.
quit being a dick.
This Banner just hates that part of himself that he has it, and Hulk's just like, "Just accept me." It's like, God, man.
Yeah.
Hulk just in that context, it makes you feel bad for Hulk because it's like he's just like a big animal that just wants to
Well,
be loved.
right, because like Immortal recontextualize all that, and you kind of realize like, yeah, he was just created there to protect Bruce,
Yeah,
and Bruce has always just been like, "No, man, I don't want you." But he's
Yeah,
like, I you have to like this is my job. He's like, you just don't want to accept it.
right.
So yeah, no, that's interesting, and I like the dynamic between them. And it's not like I do kind of wish they were on good terms, but at the same time, the way that it's set up in this run, it doesn't seem like it's not that bad. It's
Yeah,
good.
coming off of like Starship Hulk, I feel like you have to do this.
Phew. Yeah,
Coming off
yeah, it's a
after that,
no-brainer.
yeah, you have to put Bruce in that spot now.
Nope, I
Hulk is
agree.
everybody agrees with Hulk that Bruce he's the worst. He's the absolute worst, and it's weird because now we're like we've always kind of been on Hulk's side, and now we're just like, hey, you got your comeuppance, bro. You deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always curious to see like what do the Avengers feel about this? They're like, man, like maybe Bruce really is kind of like messed up.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a reason why they flew him off the planet. They sent him far away off the planet. There's a reason
That's
why they
true.
all coordinated, the Illuminati coordinated to just,
Yeah. Yep.
hey, we
Dude,
got to get rid of this guy. We don't want to kill
speaking of
him,
Hulk,
so let's just.
speaking of his did you see the cover art for Daniel Klein posted the other day?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's for issue 25, I think.
Okay.
It's Thor versus Hulk.
Oh, we're again?
It looks fire, dude. But it's the new design. Nick Klein is drawing it. It's a wraparound cover. It
Well, this
looks,
will be interesting though because this will be their first meeting since Banner of War
and
when
it's Philip
let him
Kennedy
go.
Johnson writing it.
And because remember, like basically Thor let Hulk go and told everybody like Hulk's dead.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Philip Kennedy Johnson writes. God, that came out awful. Philip Kennedy Johnson writes Thor.
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see that.
that'd be
So,
cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for that now because I feel like we're gonna finally get closure from Banner of War, where
yeah.
Thor like extended an olive branch of like
Basically, don't
empathy.
back up and beat your ass.
Yeah, where he's just like, hey, get out of here. We're not. I'll just tell everybody you're dead. Get out of here.
Right.
you know.
Folks like, nah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and just come on back.
Well, he did do that like planet ball thing and came back, but
Yeah, that never happened. It's
yeah,
like this, like the Avatar: Last Airbender movie. That never happened.
yeah, pretty much.
It's not real, dude.
Yeah. Otley tried his best, man. Otley tried his best.
He really, really tried, man.
Yeah. Can't blame him. I mean, he didn't sign up for this, so I can't really blame him for the quality of that. He didn't sign up.
That's true. He was just telling a fun story, man, when he got on.
Yeah.
When he had to take over for writing duties, he was just telling a fun story.
Hmm. And it
But
wasn't bad, but I mean, it just
n-
was not
yeah,
necessary.
it just wasn't for me. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I agree. But damn, that sucks. I can't believe I don't have New Gods. That's a bummer. I hope
Yeah,
they're
it's we can talk about it next week.
yeah, for sure. Because I hope they're able to get it for me, on my poll, but I don't know. I wonder what happened with that. That's weird.
I'd say
But
call tomorrow. They're closed. So
yeah, I gotta wait till Tuesday.
yeah.
But just a little bit. Challenges of the Unknown was pretty cool. I'm liking how there's one thing I don't like. I don't like how Mr. Terrific is written in this.
He's such an asshole, dude.
Dude, it is crazy. Like it makes it like I'm rooting for these guys against the Justice League. It
Well, like, and
shouldn't be
here's the
like
thing
that.
is like,
It
yeah,
shouldn't be
like,
like that. Like I
and maybe that's just like Cantwell being, I don't know, like, but here's the thing is like, I don't disagree with the challengers, like
well,
the
that's what
Justice
I'm
League
saying. Like
and Terrific are like
when are
kind
we
of
ever on like not on Terrific side of the Justice League side? We're
right.
on the
Well,
Challenger side here. So what the
right. Something is afoot, I think. Like I mean, there's already a lot of stuff going on in the Watchtower with Question and all that stuff going on, but also like y'all are acting pretty shady, man.
yeah, like
Like, and Terrific is being a huge dick.
yeah, and like a lot of them are imprisoned, and it's like
Right.
what's going on here? Like, and the way Terrific like talks to them, I'm like,
Yes, dude.
yo,
Hella rude.
this is crazy. Like, I don't know, like the portrayal there's crazy. I'm loving the story of the challengers themselves, though. I'm loving
Right.
their portrayals and what they're going through, and you know, but it's like I'm loving that it's tying into. the Atom Project, and it's like some time travel stuff, and it's this dude from the future, and it's like some crazy stuff. But it's just the terrific and Justice League thing. Because I feel like if Batman or Superman knew about these things, they'd be like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" Like,
Yeah, like, and here's the thing is like they talk about like this future version of Prof, right?
yeah,
And how I don't remember what this thing's name was, but anyway, like this robotic, like
yeah,
sentient thing from the future.
where it's like what is it?
The
The
life and the anti-life
yeah,
equation like
right.
merged. That's like I would think that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So why isn't the Justice League like alerted
Why
to
is
this like
terrific
ASAP?
rather than like embracing it to learn more about it? Why is he just like throwing people away, like throwing people in,
Yeah,
because it's like I'm trying to find out what that name was because that's gonna bug me because I just read this. It's the wow. This art was pretty cool too. Ikaze, I'm learning like I really like his art. From Green
yeah,
Arrow.
he did. I was just gonna say he did Green Arrow with Williamson.
Yeah, I really like his art. The Optimum,
The Optimum, yes.
the Optimum. So and it was pretty weird to see Anthro in this. Like, whoa, Anthro's in this. Like, that's weird. Like why is Anthro here? You know what I mean? Like, why?
My neck is hella sore, dude.
Yeah, I could tell. You look like you're out of it, man. But Anthro
Well,
being
I
crazy.
went to the gym today,
Yeah,
so not to like switch gears, but my neck is like really, really tight, and I'm like been feeling it.
right. Damn, that's a bummer, man. I didn't realize I was missing New Gods.
It's been interesting to get back in the gym after a little while.
Yeah. Are you still
Like
getting
now that I'm
sore
like
and all
back in.
that? Or are you starting to get back
Huh?
in? Are you still getting really sore from it, or your body's
Yes,
getting
bro.
into it?
Absolutely. Yes. And, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just sitting here for a second, like trying to feel it, and it's like tight.
Yeah.
But like I've been deadlifting a lot more.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
squatting a lot more. I've been benching a lot more. I've been doing all a lot more. I've been hitting 2 a days the last like several weeks.
Okay.
Every now and then I've been trying to.
Right. That's dope.
Um, but it's killing me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm also not 20, early 20s anymore.
Right. Right. Yeah. When we were a lot younger, we were able to recover better. So it's long gone now. We
Yes,
need
dude.
those. We need all the protein we can get to repair ourselves.
Dude, for real, man. There was one other book that I wanted to talk about.
What's
Sorry, I
that?
didn't mean to like switch off gears, but like I was just sitting here for a second. I could just feel my neck really getting tense. You haven't been reading any of the Remender books, right?
No.
None, like none at all.
No.
So the
The
Holy
only
Roller
Remender book I really believe I've ever read was his Uncanny Avengers run, which I thought was a
Okay. He just finished this book with Andy Samberg.
oh why Andy Samberg?
It's called The Holy Roller.
I don't know.
And basically it's this so it starts off where this guy um it's the character's very much like the main character's very much modeled after Andy Samberg, right?
Mm,
And so he's young, he's in this like kind of like backwater town, and he gets ran down by his like bully, and it's like the rich kid in town. And he beats him up, and he like I think it's like at a bar and or like their high school, I don't remember. This book has had a really weird release schedule, so it should have finished like 6 months ago.
okay.
But it went on like several like delays. So it's been like well over a year since that first issue came out, and I haven't reread any of it. But basically, he gets kind of ran out of town. He goes into the Marines, I'm pretty sure is what happens, and then he ends up coming back, and he ends up going to a bar, and he sees him again, and he says, "Oh, I thought I told you like if I caught you around here again, like basically like I beat your ass." So they get into like a shuffle, and he ends up coming home, and like some other shit goes down, and he ends up becoming a vigilante, and he beats the hell out of like the his bully first off, and like totally like leaves him with some pretty severe brain damage,
Oh shit.
and he becomes like a sidekick character later on. And so like his whole like get up is it's very like comedic,
So
but
kind
it
of like
also
kick
has
ass,
like
kind of like kick ass. Like,
yeah, yes, kind of like that, but it has very much has like the Andy Samberg flair to it.
okay.
So he has his whole getup is like a bowling ball outfit. So his helmet is like in the shape of like a bowling ball, and all of his weapons are bowling balls. He has an EMP ball, or he has like a ricochet ball, or he has like it's so funny, man. And there's like this secret like operation happening in the town that they live in, and it turns out to be some like super like deep South like racist like Nazi like
Oh no.
Hitler like it's pretty funny.
Okay.
And he just goes around. He's like, I can't have this in my town. It was basically like his attitude about it. And so he just goes around and just beats the shit out of all of these people involved with it with the bowling balls.
So it's Superman versus the Klan, but with Andy Samberg.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty funny. Like the last issue just came out this week.
Huh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Like I would imagine at some point this could be made into a movie. And obviously he would play the main character, because he helped write it. But
Right.
it was every issue, like there was something to laugh about. Like there was something for me to laugh about. So I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
It's only 9 issues. If you're looking for like just a stupid, like just it really is just a stupid book.
Right.
But it's funny. The story's kind of interesting. And if you like Andy Samberg, like it's worth a read. But yeah, it's just stupid. But it's a comic. It's comics is basically
Right.
what it is all I can say about it. It's just a stupid comic.
Right.
But it's
Reminds me
funny.
of that stupid Peacemaker book that what's his name did. I forgot his
Kyle
name.
Starks, right?
Kyle Starks, yeah. And that was a
That's
dumb
exactly
book,
how.
but it was fun. It was fun. It was great. It was hilarious. So I get it. And that sounds a lot like Peacemaker too, because he's got all the helmets and and one of
And
them
okay, like that. And Kyle Starks just to finish up another book called the second volume of Where Monsters Lie.
okay.
It's like that book where it's like the communities of like serial killers and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like occult killers and supernatural killers. That book is something else, dude.
Okay. I-
It is a trip. Like that. There's a character in there. His name is Fuckmaster.
okay.
Yeah, he just wears overalls and a teddy bear on his head. Doesn't really say anything. Just calls his name is Fuckmaster.
All right.
There's
That
like a Michael Myers like analog.
mhm.
His name is Daniel Dawson, and he can like be brought back from the dead with like a magic ritual.
Okay.
Um, and there's a killer that does something for every holiday.
Oh wow. So you have a
Like
Hawk killer.
and like in the last issue, it's actually hella funny. So like in the last issue, he's like talking to like because like every community has like a community head, and they're like he's like running ideas by the lady that's like the head of the community. And he's like, what should I do for Mother's Day? He's like, should I dress up as a mother and just kill a bunch of people? He's like, or should I just kill a bunch of mothers? Like it's just
Yeah,
it's
that sounds
just
like Kyle Stark. That sounds like him.
it's the most demented but like stupid book.
Yeah,
But like if you're looking for like a stupid, like funny, like horror book, like it's really funny, bro.
that's
Like,
funny.
cause there's a like this is the second volume, so like there's this kid that survived an encounter with the first community from the first volume,
Right.
and he made friends with this giant demon dog, and it's called Baphomet.
Ah, ah,
And this kid lost his hand, and he befriended Fuckmaster. And yeah, it's like honestly, the book is absolutely absurd, dude. Like it's just ridiculous.
yeah.
And like the whole time he's just like he's almost like the commentary. He's like this like he's like the lens that says like this is absurd. Like I can't believe that this is happening. Like the entire book.
Right.
Like somebody will die and he'll be like, "Oh," people are like, "Wow." He's like, "That really happened." Like
Even yeah,
it's kind of
even the
like
characters can't believe that this book is happening.
yeah, exactly. Like because he's been through this, he's been through so much at this point. Like and he's already been through this once. He's just like, "Oh," like so kind of like nonchalant about it.
Right.
Yeah, it's if you're looking for like a funny horror book and if you like Kyle Starks, it's worth the read.
Yeah.
Both volumes are really good.
Damn it. Now I'm interested. So.
Yeah, it's hella funny. He like all of the characters are like have something like it's weird, man, to say like they kind of have something endearing about them, but like the way that he like writes them all, you're almost like, oh, like you're almost kind of like, wow, like I kind of like some of these characters.
Right.
Like,
And
okay,
that's what
here's a
happens
good,
when characters have a sense of humor. So if it's
yeah,
funny,
like in the first volume, like one of the main killers is Puzzleman, and he makes his victims just, like solve puzzles.
so kind of like Riddler, but puzzles.
Yeah, but like a more active role. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's like a Jigsaw meets like Jigsaw from Saw meets Riddler kind of deal.
Okay.
And the kid from the second volume, like he was a victim of Puzzle Master, but he got away. And he was like, he has the kid up in a chair, and he's like, "I'm gonna cut off either one of your hands. If you don't choose, I'm gonna cut off your dick." And he's like, "Cut off my left one." And he's all like, "I didn't think you were gonna choose so fast." And he's like, "Do it." He's like, "Just cut it off."
Shit. Well, if you're
Yeah,
right-handed and you don't want your
yeah.
dick cut off,
It's funny, man. Like the book
yeah.
is hella funny.
Yeah. Now I'm interested. So
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read much else from Kyle Starks, but if you're looking for Kyle Starks recommendations, that'll be our recommendation section right there.
yeah.
So I guess Peacemaker. I never read Peacemaker.
Yeah, you need to read that because that was super fun. It's just Kyle Starks
What
writing
is
John
it
Cena.
actually called?
Uh, Peacemaker.
Must Die.
No, it's now that's gonna bug me. It's Peacemaker. Let me look up Kyle Starks.
Peacemaker
Peacemaker.
sucks.
Peacemaker. It is Peacemaker tries hard.
Nah.
Peacemaker tries hard. It's so
Okay.
that's a funny book, bro, because it's just it's 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 Kyle Starks just having a blast writing dumbass John Cena Peacemaker. That's hilarious. It's just
Yeah, that's what you're telling me.
and it's a Black Label book, so it doesn't really matter. But it's it's hilarious. He has a dog named Bruce Wayne.
Is
Yeah,
that from the show also?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He says the eagle, right?
What's that?
He says the eagle, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's still in it. Eagly's still in it. Yeah.
Yes, that's his name.
And I
I've
forgot
only watched part of the show.
there's like I forgot what that one forgot his name, but that one supervillain that gets his power from cocaine, he's in it.
Oh, No Flame?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Is that who
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Yeah, but Kyle Starks has a blast with that, and it's like it's so
Dude,
funny, dude. It's so
that's
funny. Like it goes to like a part where he's like showing off his like all of his different helmets and what they can do. And he's like, this one right here, this one will shrink your dick. Like you ever been in can you imagine being in a fight and then your like turtles just like hurtle up inside you to the point where you feel like you want to die? And yeah, dude, it's
oh, man.
yeah,
Who
Kyle
does the
Starks,
art
man.
on
He's
that?
just so ridiculous. Kyle Starks is just ridiculous, bro.
Who
So
does the art on that book?
I'm not too sure. It's not nobody I've ever seen before, but it was good art. It was did that art. Steve Pugh? Yeah. Steve Pugh
I
and
I know who I don't know what he's done, but he's done a few covers, I feel like, in the last couple of years.
it's
But
Jordy Belair on colors.
okay. How many issues was it?
Just six.
I'll have to check. I keep saying I'll check it out, but I really
It's
will.
funny, dude. It's really funny. If you like Kyle Stark's humor, it's totally just him just having a blast with dumbass John Cena. Like,
Yeah. He seems to be just kind of like a I don't give a shit kind of writer, and he kind of just
yeah,
like whatever like funny idea he has kind of hits the page.
right. But you could like totally hear
Yeah.
every dialogue thing like as if it was John Cena. So
Oh, I mean, yeah, like that's, and I'm sure that's by design.
yeah,
Like it pulls a lot from that show you said, right?
yeah, yeah. It's just
There
like
you
Kyle Stark's doing his best like James Gunn impression, but like up the absurdity.
go.
You know, so
What do you think that show couldn't get any more absurd though?
yeah, yeah.
No. Yeah, well, that's just too much.
All
I'll
right,
read it. I promise I'll read it.
yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll
I'll
read
read the what was it called?
Where Monsters Lie.
The Monsters Lie. We're gonna
Yeah, and
talk
it's
about
just
it.
two
We gotta talk.
volumes. I think it's 8 issues total right now.
Yeah, we gotta talk
So
about
it's
it.
not too bad. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna read it and we'll talk about it.
for sure, man. But yeah. All right, y'all. That's it for this week. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Later on, guys. Be safe.